Alright, hi everyone, it's Ty here, Big Girl the Fit Girl, and I'm checking in for, I think, my 8-week post-op. You're gonna get 2 videos at once, because when I was doing my post-op last week, 7-week post-op, I ended up leaving like the next day for Utah to go see my family, and hadn't seen them for a while, so, you know, I didn't get posted or edited or anything like that, so sorry about that. But I guess I'll just jump to my numbers real quick. I just finished the gym. Sorry. Let me take those off if I can. So just trying to make this quick. I started about a year ago, March 2012, at my all-time high of 333 pounds. Right before surgery, I was 280.6 pounds, I believe. And as of this morning, I weighed in at 248.6 pounds. Yes. Sorry, I don't have the numbers in front of me. But basically, I believe that puts me down to 85 pounds lost. That's exciting. Yeah, 85 pounds lost. So, you know, it's goodbye 250s, finally in the 240s, and I just am feeling great. I'm really hitting the gym hard again, but just really trying to build a good base of muscle and hitting my weak spots with my trainer. You know, today we worked abs, especially my lower abs, to try to help strengthen my lower back, because I have 4 partially herniated discs. And so we really hit that hard today, and that felt good. And yesterday we hit my shoulders, because I have sort of like double jointed shoulders that can pop in and out. So whenever I'm doing certain exercises, they like to pop out. Doesn't really hurt, but still not a good thing because it could cause injury. So anyways, just trying to get that good foundation. And I'm adjusting well, actually. It's getting a bit easier to be able to just eat. Of course, I need to still eat slowly and, you know, little bits at a time. But I'm able to get down more fluids at once and, you know, a few more things. So it freaks me out that I'm possibly stretching my pouch, but I'm still eating just very little, you know, just eating what I can, but still just eating, you know, as much protein as I can first. So I'm trying to add a little bit more fiber and stuff like that to keep everything moving. Again, just not getting as sick. Unfortunately, when I was with my family this weekend, I tried to have some cantaloupe and some carrots, and I didn't think I took too big of a bite, possibly, you know, it's always possible. But possibly the cantaloupe just made me sick. I was going to eat a piece of pineapple, but I was like, no, that would be stupid because that's really acidic. And because I was going to try it again, but because it looked so good, I was like, no, don't do that. I didn't think cantaloupe would be that bad. But I ended up losing all of my lunch, and I only had a very little bit of cantaloupe and a very little bit of carrots. So, you know, basically there's only a very few people in my family who know I had the surgery. And so I'm pretty sure half of them probably thought I was pregnant or something. I don't know. Because I just kept having to jet back to the bathroom. I would think I was done throwing up, and I wasn't. So that was fun. But, you know, it is what it is. And my poor grandmother, she knows about the surgery. But I think her seeing me getting sick and hearing about me getting sick, 2 different things. She was so freaked out. I was just like, don't pay attention to me getting sick. I'm like, I don't want to draw as much attention to myself as I already had. You know, because sometimes you can just try to hold it down as much as possible, or, you know, just deal with it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, those who've had the surgery. And honestly, for those who haven't, sometimes you just have to swallow it. I know that sounds horrible, but sometimes you are not in the position to be able to spit it out or something, you know. Today, I slyly, because I ended up having something that was a little too spicy for my stomach, I had to just sort of pretend like I was coughing, and I had to spit out some of my lunch because my stomach didn't like it, you know. And I'm just sitting there at the table with my friends because I couldn't make it to the bathroom in time, you know, and I'm just sitting there, and it was horrible. But, you know, it's just coping with it. I'm just grateful that now when I'm working out, it's not as much of a problem having my stomach upset. But again, I just do what I can to make sure that I don't eat and stuff like that right before I work out. You know, just the same old, just getting a bit better. Yeah, so honestly, there's not too much more going on. I had some non-scale victories. You know, I'm trying to not put too much emphasis on size, because right now I currently fit anywhere from a size 14 to a size 20. It's crazy. But it was really exciting because when I got some new clothes this weekend, they're all size 14s. Yes, it was Dress Barn. Yes, maybe, well, not all the fabrics were stretchy, but some of them were. But I guess there isn't one dress that's not stretchy at all. But I was in a size 14, and I even got a medium shirt, and I was like, heck yes. I honestly don't really remember the last time I got in a 14. Now, granted, I'm not in a 14 in everything. I'm still in 20 in a lot of things. Even in 18, more so in 18, but still 20, just depending on the cut and stuff like that. So I'm still bordering, but still, you know, it just feels great to be able to see that, and to just keep going smaller and smaller and smaller, is pretty fantastic. And I know that we all understand that. So, yay. And just going back home, I guess I should talk about that. Sorry. My family, okay, so on Facebook, sorry, I was losing my phone there. And I probably, was covering my microphone. I'm so sorry. Hopefully this is better. I've been hiding on Facebook. I'm not posting pictures, nothing. So basically the only people who've seen my progress since like the end of November, beginning December, have been the people that are in my everyday life. All my family and everything like that back home. I just posted one last picture. I had made like a little video just saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. And no one's going to see me until I come back in April for my best friend's wedding. Well, my best friend's wedding was April 20th. And it went amazing, by the way. Everything was beautiful. She was stunning. I was so happy for her. Still am. Not was, but am. Anyways, I felt great. I was worried. I wasn't as small as I wanted to be when I had my reveal. But it's been pretty fun because I have gotten comments from people that just like lots of support, and even some people saying that they were motivated to but to start working out, to get healthy and stuff like that. And so I saw one guy who, you know, was just like, hey, what are you doing? And, you know, and that's back when I was just only doing Herbalife. And, because I did lose a lot of weight doing Herbalife, and I still do take Herbalife, you know, just because I do really love the product. It's just my body. Sometimes you just need this tool, you know. Anyways, so he was asking what I was doing, Well, when I saw him, he had lost a bunch of his belly. And when he saw me, he was just like, wow. You know, and there's a few of my guy friends from high school who were just like, wow, Ty, seriously, you look amazing. And they just couldn't get over it. Like, it was pretty awesome because I'm smaller than when I was, you know, basically the last time some of these people saw me in high school. And so by maybe 20, 30 pounds, actually, more like 30 pounds, 30 pounds smaller than when I was in high school. So it was pretty awesome because I swear they made me blush, just because that's how, they were really sweet about it. Just like, wow. You know, I wore this cute little pencil skirt and, you know, this little tank top, and it doesn't sound very elegant, but, you know, it looked nice. And so it just was great to have people really notice. And, you know, I was able to be able to show my grandparents, and, you know, they were just so happy, because they're part of the reason, you know, a big reason why I've really pushed to get this off, because I wanted to do it before, you know, like my grandpa forgot who I am, you know, just different things like that. Anyways, if I start talking about that, I may cry, but, you know, again, it's okay to cry, but still, don't want to cry yet. Anyways, so, but just seeing my family and I just miss them, you know, I do. And so 4 days, which was not long enough to see them. But, you know, it was cool because, you know, they would sort of crack jokes and, you know, like, not even really crack jokes, but they'd be like, okay, sister, what do you want for dinner? And I was like, yeah, I still have my lunch from yesterday, which was my dinner yesterday, and my lunch today. That's what I'm having for dinner. So they're like, oh, yeah, okay, so what do you want for dinner? And then, you know, we'd just make fun of it because, you know, if I had gone out to eat with my dad, and I have a whole nother story that I probably should touch on also, but maybe in another video, we'll see. But I even got a small plate, and I knew I couldn't really eat much. I had a few bites of my beans and rice, and that was it. So I really was able to eat it for like 2-3 days. Just laughing at different things, and just having them get used to it, to me having the surgery. So yeah, so that's pretty much that. And I guess, yeah, so I will make another video touching on my dad. There was some healing that needed to happen, and just one of those things that you need to deal with is your issues with weight loss. So I'll make another video. I'm about almost 11 minutes long. So, but basically, week 8, things are going fantastic. Weight loss is still slow, but at least I'm more so over my plateaus, because I've already hit some that lasted for a little while, at least 2 weeks ish. I maybe lost a pound, maybe 2. It was a pound a week, which is still okay, but it was just drastically slowed. But now I'm back up to about like 2 or 3 pounds a week so far. We'll see how that goes, but I am upping my water intake, my food intake, and my exercise. Seems to be helping, so we'll see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So just let me know if you guys have any questions. Sorry, I just sort of blabbed in this video. I just, had a lot to get out. I don't even really know what I said for 11 minutes. Sorry, guys. Alright, well, I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and I will talk to you soon.